When you think about investing, the first thing that comes into your mind is the complicated world of the stocks market where no one seems to clearly understand what's going on. Because whenever things seems to go in the right directions, we end up facing the financial disaster. But unlike everyone else, one gentleman seems to know a secret formula when it comes to investing. Over his life, he constantly made successful investments and over, and he is considered by the many as the greatest investor of all time. He was so good that just by the age of 16, he already made over $53,000. It still surprised me how Harvard didn't accept him. They probably regret it now, but that doesn't matter because what we are going to focus on this video, how does the Warren Buffett invest. A lot of the people out there are eager to invest, but they don't know which companies to invest in. So I thought how about to take a look at the step-by-step process of the how Buffett picks stocks. He doesn't randomly invest. If you take a look at all the companies he has ever invested, you realize that they are interconnected. They have similar traits, similar values, and function in a similar way. So let's find out why does he prefer one stock over another. Why does he picks this company over all or the others? Simple, direct. Warren Buffett is a long-time investor. He couldn't care less about how the company is going to perform today or tomorrow or even next year. His primary concern is where the company is going to be 10 years from now or 15 years from now. But they're quite difficult to predict that if the company is too complicated. So he just looked for the businesses that are the simple and direct. This is the products. These are the customers, and this is why they are going to buy it. You don't have to be the genius to understand their business models, so it's simple that even a little kid would understand it. That's what Buffett loves because the simpler the business model, the easier it gets to predict if their products are going to stay relevant 10 years from now. Second, will the customer buy the products again? The second trait is will the customers buy the products again and why? And this is remarkably important because if you have the kind of the products that would sell once and the client wouldn't need it anymore, then your market is limited. The great product is when your clients would keep coming back for it every day or every week or even every year. Like bread, if you are selling the bread, you would expect the exact same customers to come back tomorrow or next week over and over, and 10 years from people would still need bread. You might sell a different way or the different form. You might improve the quality package it fancier, but it's still the same product that people would keep coming back for. And that's what makes iPhone, by the way, one of the greatest products in the history because people keep coming back for it every September, even though it's not necessarily like bread. In fact, that's the reason behind the subscriptions business models, where the businesses would charge you a little fee every month, like Netflix, for example, or every year like Amazon Primes, because it's the more sustainable strategy. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to how much value do you get for the subscriptions. An average book costs around $15, but if someone would take the best insight from thousands upon the thousands of the notification books and summarize them into the 15 minutes read and listen for half of the price of the book, that's a subscription worth giving a shot. Fortunately, there is an app that provides that much value for such a little fee. It's called Blinkits. In today's age, it's difficult to sit down and learn since we are surrounded with so many distractions, and social media is just wasting hours upon hours of our time. And you need Blinkist to get the best ideas from the greatest non-fiction books. Now I am listening to the future of the capitalism that was recommended by the Bill Gates. It explains why and how exactly capitalism worked and why we ended up in the society that benefits only the few at the top by the analysis the past and the present. The author gives his perspective about how capitalism would look in the future, and those who understand it will be able to take advantage of it. The first 100 people to go to your link are going to get unlimited access for the 1 week to try it out. You'll also get 25% off if you want to do the full membership. But now let's get back. Warren Buffett, third, brand name. And the third component is the brand. People have the tendency to buy from the companies that they feel connected or familiar. Who speak sneakers would you buy? The first one are from the brand that you have never heard of, and the second ones are the good old Nikes. Even if they look fancier, or you probably would hesitate to buy them because you simply haven't heard of the brand before. On the other side, you easily recognize Nikes. It's a well-established brand. You easily recognize it, and they are known for making great sneakers. You might already be wearing a pair of Nike shoes, so that would you choose, and that's why Buffett pays much important attention on how powerful is the brand name before throwing his billions into the company. He understands how big of an influence is going to have on the customers' decisions. In fact, if the brand is strong enough, consumers would buy almost anything that company produced. Warren Buffett is one of the major investors in Coca-Cola. In fact, he started investing in Coca-Cola back in 1988. And his investments since then have grown by over 16 times. Coca-Cola, one of the few companies that have all the traits Buffett looked at before considering investing. First of all, their business model is so simple that anyone would understand it. What do they sell? A drink. Who are their potential customers? Pretty much anyone who is the 30, the entire world. Is it one-time products on their clients would keep coming back for the every now and then? Of course they will keep coming back. Some people drink 4 or 5 cans a day. It's the products that satisfied one of our most important needs, and once you get used to it, it's addictive. It's not easy to quit even if it's unhealthy. However, it has a lot of the components. It means shops are filled with endless numbers of the soft drinks. There are so many of them that it seems like there's a new soft drink company emerged every other day, but the Coca-Cola brand name is so powerful that out of the 20 or 30 points, you easily recognize it. Most people would probably pick Coca-Cola without even thinking. And if it's out of the stocks, you probably would go to another store instead of choosing one of the 30 other options they have. Think about it, 1.8 billion cans are sold every single day. If the company will earn a single penny out of every can, that why sell that into $80 million a day or 6,570 million a year? But with such a powerful brand they can charge more than the penny for the every can. That's why Buffett bought $1 billion of the Coca-Cola shares back in 1988. It's his biggest investment. He was confident that 10, 20 or even 30 years later, this company will just keep on growing regardless if the economy will crash or another financial crisis is on the horizon. Let's take a look at another example. In 1989, Warren invested $600 million in the Glitter, the company that makes razors. If you give it a close look, Glitter holds the exact same positions in the industry as the Coca-Cola does in the beverage. They are like twin brothers. Regardless of what happens, people will still shave, and their products are just fulfilling the basic human needs. You don't need to have a IQ of the 150 to understand why people are buying razors, or why they will keep coming back for that products even 10 years from now. But of course, Gillette isn't the only company in its industry. It has ton of the competitors. However, if you ask people name razors brand other than the Gillette, 90% of the people won't be able to do that. Do you see how it perfectly matches with the requirement that Buffett has? It's a simple product that people would keep buying, and it has a strong brand name. The exact same story repeats with the Seas candy. In fact, it has been one of his best investments ever. Even though the company wasn't the profitable as the Buffett wanted, it had exactly strong brand, and the name made all the difference. Buffett realized that the people don't usually buy candies for themselves, but usually as a gift to others. So people would keep coming back for the Christmas, Valentine's Day, birthdays, whatever. So he acquired the company in the 1972 for the $25 million when it was making around with $4 million in a profit. Since then, company profit increased 20 times over the next 35 years. In 2007, the prior exceeded $82 million. Buffett always stayed out of the tech world, but recently he massively invested in Apple. We live in an age where technology has become more and needed than want, and Apple keeps creating the type of the tech that people keep coming back for. Apple has the army of fans who update their phones every single year. Of course, Apple isn't the only tech company out there, but it's definitely has the strongest brand name. Of course, you still have to look at financial statements of the company, considering other factors that will influence the future of the company, and each company has some unique circumstances. But overall, these are three most important factors to consider when you are taking where to throw your money in. If you have found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and let me know if you want to see more similar videos. Thanks for watching. Until next time.